So I'm following the best comedian in the world, so I'm just going to jump right into this. So I spend a lot of time thinking about death. Not because I want to die or because I plan on dying anytime soon, but because things like the Kiss casket exist. Now, if you're not familiar, the Kiss casket is a piece of merchandise that is sold by the rock band Kiss. It is a functional coffin that is airbrushed with the artwork from the Destroyer album. If you're not dead yet, it doubles as a beverage cooler, and it has speakers in it so that you can have your favorite Kiss song played as you're lowered into the grave. And I see these things, and I think to myself, have I not lived the kind of life that merits having Let's Put the X in Sex or Lick It Up played as I'm put into my final resting place? And not like the studio versions of the song either, but like a live recording where Paul Stanley is like, "All right, Detroit Rock City! How many of you beautiful people like to get licked?" And so I've been thinking about this kind of stuff a lot more lately too, because in the last year I've had 3 grandparents die. Now, I don't know how many dead bodies you all have seen, but they're really weird looking. And like there's always someone at the funeral who's like, "Oh my God, they look so much better than they did before they got sick." I mean, yeah, maybe, but they're also a lot deader. But like, I see these things, and like I'm a tactile person, so I kind of have to touch, so at some point, I'm like poking at the hand or poking at the face, and on the outside I'm like, so this is what a dead body is like. But on the inside I'm like, oh my God, this doesn't feel real. You all had like a Madame Tussauds wax body shifting. You gave the real body to science. You're fucking liars. And you know, this is just the kind of weird stuff that I think about. And like being at all these funerals and seeing these dead bodies, I just keep thinking, I really hope that I die at an age where maybe I'm not so weird looking. Like, I kind of want to die where I'm, like, maybe young and handsome enough that while I'm laying there in my Kiss casket, in my leather jacket, the honeys at my funeral are just kind of talking amongst themselves like, yeah, I'd still fuck him. And maybe the mortician can just, like, do me a favor and, like, taxidermy a full erection on so that all of the ones who understand that last ride can be a double entendre will be happy. You know, maybe we can just skip the awkward public displays of necrophilia and give out custom molded dildos as a parting gift. Can you do parting gifts at a funeral? I don't know. But you can't really do all of these things either and not have anything other than like a crazy like tombstone at your grave. You have to have like the Jim Morrison party grave. So like I kind of just want like this big nude statue of myself, also with like a fully erect cock that mourners can come and like hang wreaths and flower baskets on. Maybe the arms are just outstretched. Maybe there's a little etching in the base that's just like, drink it in, man. There's like a little fountain that runs up it. It doesn't do like the actual fountain out the dick though. It just like every 12 hours at 6:09, it just like for like a few seconds. But these are the weird things that I think about. It is what it is. So how many of you all watched the Olympics? I tried to. I feel like pro wrestling has ruined me a little bit, though. I watch these obscure sports, and I think to myself, and like normal sports too, and I think to myself, you know, this would be a lot cooler if there was like a bad guy commentator. Like, you know, maybe there's the one commentator who's like, Simone Biles is going for her 3rd Olympic gold medal. And then there's just like this bitter old woman who is like, yeah, you know, I could have trained my entire life to be a champion gymnast like that bitch, but my parents loved me. My parents wanted me to have a childhood. Or you're watching like a basketball game and like just this asshole commentator is like, you know, it'd be a lot better if Dwayne Wade could intercept as many shots as his cousin. Yeah, you all clearly like that one a lot. So, you know, when I was in undergrad, we had this weird kind of sports bar type place at the University of Louisville. It wasn't really like a sports bar because you can't serve booze on campus, but they had like the 8 TVs that show all the sports that no one really cares about on like the different ESPNs. So I'm sitting in there one Sunday, and I'm eating some ribs, and out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that the World Series of Pro Bowling is on. And as this one guy goes up to bowl, the commentator says, "This man is truly the bad boy of pro bowling." How the fuck do you become the bad boy of pro bowling? Like, are you shot putting the ball down the lane? Are you having your wife or girlfriend or sister, maybe she's all three, distract the officials while you run up the lane and kick over the pins? I don't know. But ultimately, what qualified this guy as the bad boy of pro bowling is that he rolled the ball and then cussed a lot, like every other soccer mom in Middle America. So yeah, that's all I've got right now. Thanks a lot. You've been great, and I've been Roger Riddell.